The ice wind howled across the frozen wasteland of Drakmor Prime, carrying with it the bitter taste of defeat. Ashley lifted her massive scaled head, her golden eyes struggling to focus through the crystalline frost that had begun to form over her eyelids. Beside her, chained to the same obsidian pillar, Alex stirred weakly. They were the last. The last of the great worms who had once ruled the skies of 7 systems. Now they lay broken, their wings shredded, their fire extinguished by the cruel cold and the quantum suppression collars that bound them. "Brother." Ashley's voice came out as a rasping whisper through their telepathic link. "I can no longer feel my tail." Alex managed a weak rumble. "The Zrathi have won. We fought, but we fell." The memory of their final battle still burned in their minds. The Zrathi Empire had come with their gravity weapons and antimatter cannons. The dragons had fought with tooth and claw, with plasma breath and dimensional magic. But there were too many. One by one, the great worms had fallen from the sky. Ashley and Alex, twins born from the same cosmic egg, had been captured alive. A trophy for the Zrathi Emperor. They had been brought to this desolate moon, chained and left to die slowly as a warning to any who might resist the Empire's expansion. 3 days had passed, or perhaps 4. Time lost meaning in the endless white. Ashley's consciousness began to fade. Her species could survive in the vacuum of space, could breathe fire hot enough to melt starship hulls, but even dragons could not withstand sustained sub-zero temperatures combined with starvation and the slow drain of the suppression collars. "Ashley," Alex's mental voice grew urgent. "Sister, stay with me. Do not slip into the long dark." But the darkness was warm. It promised an end to pain. Then she saw it, a figure, small, impossibly small, moving through the blizzard. At first, Ashley thought it was a hallucination. Nothing could survive on this frozen rock. The Zrathi had chosen it specifically because it was lifeless. "Alex," she forced the thought outward. "Do you see?" "See what?" "Something approaches." Alex raised his head, his crimson eyes narrowing. "Impossible. We are alone here." But the figure continued moving toward them, trudging through snow that reached its waist. As it drew closer, Ashley could make out more details. 2 legs, 2 arms, a small head covered in some kind of protective gear. The creature's movements were determined, methodical. What manner of being? Alex wondered aloud in their shared mind space. The figure reached them, standing barely taller than Ashley's foreleg would have been if she could still move it. It looked up at them, and Ashley saw its face through the transparent faceplate of its survival suit. It was human. Ashley had heard stories of humans. The galactic community called them the persistent ones. They had no natural weapons, no scales or armor, no ability to survive in vacuum or breathe fire. They were soft, fragile things that died if their temperature varied by mere degrees. And yet somehow they had clawed their way from a single planet to spreading across dozens of systems. The human looked at them for a long moment, then spoke. Its voice came through a translator on its suit. "You're alive. Good." The human, Ashley could now see it was female from the voice, began examining the chains and collar on Alex. Her gloved hands moved quickly despite the cold. "What are you doing?" Ashley managed to project the thought outward, hoping the human's translator would pick it up. The human looked at her. "Getting you out of here. The Zrathi left you to die." "That pisses me off. You risk yourself for us." "We are strangers. We are dragons. Your kind and mine have never even met." The human pulled out a device that began cutting through the quantum suppression collar on Alex's neck. "Yeah, well, I'm human. We've got this weird thing about leaving people chained up to die in the snow. It really bothers us." "The Zrathi will return," Alex warned. "They check their trophies periodically. If you are found here, let me worry about that," the human said. The collar on Alex snapped open and fell into the snow. Immediately, a faint warmth began to return to his body as his natural fire rekindled deep within. She moved to Ashley next. "My name's Sarah, by the way. I'm with the Terran Scout Corps. We've been tracking Zrathi movements in this sector." "Why?" Ashley asked. "This is not your war." Sarah paused in her work, looking up at the massive dragon. "The Zrathi have been expanding toward human space. We've been watching what they do to species who resist them. Dragons, Centauri singers, the Silicon Councils, they enslave or destroy everything in their path." She resumed cutting. "We figured it was only a matter of time before they came for us. So we're doing something about it. Ashley's collar fell away. The relief was immediate and overwhelming. Power, long suppressed, began flowing through her veins again. Can you move? Sarah asked, stepping back. Alex rose first, his legs shaking but holding. Ashley followed, her wings unfolding despite their damage. Our ship is 3 kilometers north, Sarah said, pointing. It's cloaked, but you should be able to see it once we get close. We have medical facilities, and a roar split the air. 3 Zrathi patrol craft appeared over the horizon, their sensors having detected the energy spike from the dragon's awakening powers. Shit, Sarah muttered. She pulled out a small weapon. Get moving. I'll buy you time. No, Alex said, his voice now a deep rumble that vibrated through the ground. You risked everything for us. Now we return the favor. Ashley felt her fire building, hotter and fiercer than it had ever burned before. Beside her, Alex began to glow with an inner light. Sarah looked up at them, understanding dawning on her face. You can fight? Human, Ashley said, lowering her head to look Sarah in the eyes. You came alone into a blizzard to save 2 dying strangers. You reminded us what it means to have courage not born from claws or fire, but from something deeper. She spread her wings. Now we will show the Zrathi what happens when they make an enemy of both dragons and humans. As the patrol craft opened fire, Ashley and Alex took to the sky, their roars shaking the frozen moon. Below them, Sarah ran for her ship, speaking rapidly into her communicator. Command, this is Scout 7. Mission successful. I've recovered the dragons. Also, she looked up at the sky where golden and crimson fire now blazed against the Zrathi ships. I think we just made some very powerful allies. In the void above Drakmor Prime, the battle began. And across the galaxy, a message started to spread. Humans and dragons had found each other, and the Zrathi Empire had just made its greatest mistake.